Hi everyone, today we're going to discuss an important concept in reliability analysis and survival analysis, hazard rate functions. We'll explore its meaning, interpretation, and real world applications. The hazard rate functions helps us understand how likely an event like system failure or a patient's death is to occur at a specific moment in time given that it hasn't happened yet. This concept is widely used in fields such as engineering, medicine, and finance. The hazard rate function, also called the failure rate function, represents the instantaneous rate of failure at a given time, given that the subject has survived up to that time. It is mathematically defined as the formula given, where Ft is the probability density function (PDF) of the time to failure, and the Ft is the cumulative distribution function (CDF), which gives the probability that failure has occurred by time t. This function helps in analyzing the likelihood of failure over time and is crucial in reliability engineering, survival analysis, and risk assessment. For example, in medical studies, hazard rate is used to determine the probability of a patient experiencing an event like disease progression after a certain time, given they have survived until that time. Similarly, the hazard rate function gives us insight into how the risk of failure or an event changes over time. It helps us understand whether something is likely to fail soon or survive longer. A high hazard rate means failure is imminent. There's a strong likelihood that the event will occur soon. On the other hand, a low hazard rate suggests that system or subject is expected to last longer without failure. What's important is how the hazard rate evolves over time. If it stays constant, the failure rate remains unchanged, meaning failures occur randomly. But if it increases or decreases, it tells us something about the underlying risk pattern. For example, an increasing hazard rate may indicate a worsening condition, like a machine wearing out. A decreasing hazard rate suggests failures happen early but stabilize, like breaking into a new pair of shoes. Similarly, hazard rate functions are used in various fields to predict outcomes and manage risk. In reliability engineering, engineers use them to forecast when machines will fail, allowing for timely maintenance. In medicine, they help estimate patient survival rates, particularly for disease like cancer, by tracking how the risk of death increases over time. Similarly, in finance and insurance, hazard rates are used to predict loan defaults or insurance claims, helping companies manage risk and set appropriate prices. Overall, hazard rate functions give important insights that help in making better decisions across various industries. Moving towards the types of hazard rate functions.
Different systems and phenomena follow distinct hazard rate patterns which help us understand and predict failures more effectively. Decreasing hazard rate (DHR). Failure happens more often at the beginning but decreases over time. Example, new electronic devices or software may have early defects, but once those issues are fixed, they become more reliable. Manufacturers often test products early on to catch these early failures before selling them. Constant hazard rate. Failures happen more randomly with no connection to age. Example, radioactive atoms decay at unpredictable times no matter how long they have existed. In technology, sudden failures from power outages or cyber attacks follow this pattern. Understanding these patterns helps industries make better decisions. IHR regular maintenance can prevent breakdowns in aging machines. DHR early testing helps remove faulty products before they reach customers. Constant rate extra safety measures help protect against random failures. By studying hazard rates, we can improve reliability in engineering, healthcare, and many other fields, making systems safer and more efficient.
Let's work through a simple example to understand how hazard rates work in practice. Suppose we have a machine with a constant hazard rate of 0.02 per hour. This means that the machine has a 2% chance of failing each hour. To calculate the probability of the machine failing within the first 10 hours, we need to use the survival function, which is related to the hazard rate. The survival function ST tells us the probability that the machine will survive for a given period, and it's calculated as where pi is the constant hazard rate, which is 0.02, and t is the time in hours. For this example, we want to find S10, the probability the machine survives for 10 hours. Now we plug in the values. This tells us that there is about an 81.87% chance that the machine will survive for the full 10 hours. To find the probability that the machine will fail within 10 hours, we take the complement of the survival probability. So we subtract the survival probability from 1. That means there is an 18.13% chance that the machine will fail within the first 10 hours. This example shows how hazard rate functions, particularly exponential distributions, helps us estimate failure probabilities and make decisions in the field like reliability engineering and maintenance. Therefore, the hazard rate function provides insights into failure patterns. Various distribution represents different failure types. This concept is extensively applied in engineering, healthcare, and risk assessment.